Hello everyone, this is General and welcome back to another Let's Play Cities Skylines. So in our previous video we showed Copper Heights, Sunset Park, and pretty much the city below this highway. But now we've actually expanded to 100,000 population, and we have expanded north of the town. As you can see here, we added Crescent Heights and this area that's filled with garbage trucks. Oak District, more farming slash forest district, so Thornton District, and then we added Pleasant Hills, Cedar Heights, and Highland Heights, and a whole bunch of other places. So as you can see here, we've kind of broken them down into different districts. Each one has like their own density of population and also their specializations. So like this one is an office town. So office, high density residential, high density. I guess they could have been the same or similar, but some of them have tax breaks and some of them have high-tech buildings. So like right here, this one has high-tech housing. So as you can see here, the buildings look a lot more modern, there's a lot more glass on them, and they're also much taller, surprisingly. So you can see that the Garnet residence is pretty awesome looking, and then over next door is the Elk residence, 21 out of 25 households. You can see the breakdown of the population, and if we kind of just travel through the city of this high-tech housing, you can see that everything looks pretty sweet. If we follow, let's see, this guy, oh, down, there we go. We follow this bus, it's traversing the high-tech villas. Albeit very slowly on this one-way lane. We're stopped at a traffic light, so let's get back out. So Applegate Square, we also added a roundabout. High density, I think this is a high density roundabout, so let's see, large roundabout, okay, not high density, but just large. And some things I want to show off is really just, alright, so we built the space elevator, which as you can see here, costs 16,000 per week to operate, and we only got 109 passenger service last week, so it's hardly paying itself off. Well, 150, I mean it fluctuates. We have bus routes here. So what I realized that if you have a lot of people in your bus stops, it means your bus route is probably too long and not too efficient. At least that's what I've read. So all of these people waiting, not very efficient. Barely anyone got on there. 58% full. So that was not the bus that they really wanted to take. And let's pull up some of the data views. So residential happiness is pretty good, industrial happiness, you can see here everything is pretty bright blue. So everyone's pretty happy. City health looks pretty good as well. So we only care about the residential areas. And then death care, well, I actually have so many crematoriums, it's kind of ridiculous. So capacity is there, but for some reason there's always like just bodies piling up every now and then. Population is starting to decrease a little bit, but I mean that's gonna happen. You know, our water consumption is pretty massive. You know, 1.5 million metric or cubic meters per week. And then, look at this, electricity production at 20,000 megawatts. 20,000 megawatts. That's because I have the fusion power plant as the second monument in the city. The first one was the space elevator, and then this one is operating at 12,000 per week, but I feel like it's paying itself off just because of the sheer amount of energy it's producing. And it's also a monument, so I guess it draws people to the city. And this one, I guess, is a little bit more popular. I mean, who doesn't want to see the space elevator, right? Not as cool looking, though, as you can see here. If we zoom in, it's kind of like, This doesn't even go all the way up to space. I mean, come on. Let's see. You have the elevator portion here, and then it kind of just ends. Actually, if I go into freeform view, this is actually probably a better view. You can see that if I zoom, oh geez, if I zoom in a little bit, I think this is the farthest I can get, or the closest I can get. So a good view of this. And so you can actually do like a nice view of the city with freeform view. I mean, this city's pretty massive at this point. So if we go through, this is the northern side, and now we're going down south, you know, there's train stations, and then there's another highway that connects back to this city, or, you know, this portion of the city. So it's divided by a highway, so north and south, but also connected by a highway and also train tracks. But I must say, freeform view looks pretty awesome. I mean, look at this. You can just kind of chill right here, just enjoy the view. I mean, this city is massive, and look at how far you can see. I mean, you can see all of the trees there, the distance. Oh man, you can see the airplanes. Oh, I also have an airport. So if we zoom in, oh no, this thing is coming down, and we've made a safe landing. And guess what? There's a highway right there. Oh, there goes the wing. It's been clipped. But of course, it doesn't care about that. And thus, we have gone into the airport. It would have been nice if that actually connected, and even for a few seconds. And the river looks like it's pretty drained, or starting to be drained. You see right here. Water level is relatively high, or maybe I'm just seeing things. Okay, I am just seeing things. Yeah, never mind. Actually, no, it was pretty high over there. And then you see here, most of the water is kind of gone from me pumping water. So if you pump a lot of water, well, then the river drains pretty much. So let's see. How do I get out of free view? Or do we want to just look at how beautiful this freaking game is? Wow, amazing. All right. One last view. Just want to show you guys the city. The highway has been reconstructed to connect, you know, from this city directly to the other highway, so that they can get out faster if they need to. And then there's this exit here that now connects to I guess third or fourth highway. I don't even remember. And it connects all the way down here to the forest industry. And so you can see there's a traffic jam right here, but that's fine. And then it continues to go down straight to the space elevator. Alright, so let's get out of that view. You can see that industrial has been... There's actually demand for industry and also medium density. Actually, let's look at the population, as that seems to be pretty interesting. You can see that this is the number of people employed, 45,000. There's jobs available as well, 46,000. 16% unemployment, so that's why the demand for industrial jobs is there, or so high. And you can see the breakdown. You know, purple is what? Mostly adults, and then you have families and seniors. Education, you know, capacity is pretty high. The trick is really just to leave an elementary in each district that you make, also high school. We're a little bit lacking in the high school area, but university... Wow, we have 9,000 eligible university students. That's pretty sweet. And then let's look at the breakdown. You know, mostly level 5 residential, very few lower levels. Or maybe that's level 4, I can't really tell. I think that's level 4, yeah. Mostly level 4. And traffic, you know, there's some traffic, but that's okay. Towards the end, I just started trying to build as much as I can to get to the 100,000. And I guess this happened. This was actually pretty efficient earlier. And you have a lot of roundabouts. Most of the roundabouts is kind of where all the traffic is, but otherwise you see here, the rest of the city is pretty good in terms of traffic. Very few. I mean, there's a lot of traffic in these kind of areas. That's why it's so backed up. And like right here, I mean, people trying to get into the city is just chaos, pure chaos. And then now we can talk about poo, or population here. I mean, not population, pollution. Pollution right here is very bad, and then, you know, sewage water right here, and then we have another garbage disposal, or rather, where'd it go? Oh, they're here. Incinerator plants right here. And that basically services the northern part of town. As you can see here, it's pretty massive. I think this is like 2 blocks. Let's double check. Yep, 2 blocks right there. So currently have 6 blocks, if I'm counting correctly. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We only have 5, but we've reached 100,000. I think you can do 9, but I'm kind of done. Game's been very fun, but I just want to reach the 100,000 milestone and then show you guys the city. It could have definitely been more efficient. I went for, you know, a balanced budget, 12% all across the board. And we're actually, if we look at the budget, I think we're profitable with buses. Yep, we're profitable with buses. Not so much with anything else though. As you can see, the cargo trains. I mean, cargo trains, 5,700 is way too much, and we're not even making a profit out of that. I mean, we don't. One of the things I would have liked to see is like us charging for cargo train rides. And another thing would be having even tolls right here for people to enter the city. That'd be pretty nice. I remember that was pretty profitable in SimCity 4. And I hope that they add that as well. You can see the other expenses here. You know, healthcare is pretty expensive. And what is this? Oh, weekly fire department. Yeah, don't even get me started about that. It's just fires all the time. And policy 7,000. I actually decided to max out 2 unique buildings because I think that drives in more tourists. Not necessarily true, but I guess it does kind of help, right? And then here you can see the breakdown of the transport. You know, we're pretty efficient. I don't remember if I showed you guys the subway, but I built the subway all across the southern districts, and then in the north I kind of connected it right here. And every district still has a bus route. This is primarily to reduce traffic, but also to build profit. Because I mean, you build one bus depot and then you're all set, really. And then I do have one passenger train station that connects directly between the 2 regions. And there's only 2 of them. Not a lot of passengers. I mean, this area kind of connects everyone. You know, there's bus, metro, and also a train station. And they connect north and south. And then the airport, the airport sucks as well. I mean, 37 people. And, you know, you added like a massive loss of 2,400 per week. So that's kind of meh. And then we actually import a lot of forestry. What? Not sure. Okay, we also export a lot of forestry. That's kind of strange. Okay, so I guess industrial furniture imports when there's... Maybe it's just next door, I don't know. And then tourism... this is a good breakdown. You know, low wealth. Not as exciting as the SimCity tourism breakdown, as there's a lot more going on over there. I feel like we could use a little bit more tourism in the city. And then we just have leisure buildings, which plot across all of the residential areas so that we get them to like level 5. And then land value, not bad, 35 sims per metric square. And what does the blue mean? Oh, neutral. So the roads are all neutral, as you can see here. And well, this is just complete neutral over there, but over here, you know, high density land value over here. And I mean, you also have opera houses. I basically built all of these. What are these called? Unique buildings. Oh, with the exception of this one. Oh, let's just pop that one down. And then, yeah. You can build a monument here. You basically build all the unique buildings and then you get to build a monument, which will drive in tourism. So that is cool. And then what else do I want to show you guys? Well, don't tax your people too high, otherwise it's just going to be a bad time. And before we go, let's see if we can do something cool. I've always been curious about this. What happens if I do this? Will this do what I expect it to do? Well, I guess we'll find out soon enough. So if I do that, and is the water... Oh snap, it's flooding! It's flooding, guys! Oh, and then it stopped flooding. What about over here? Hold on, let's try this. I'm only very curious. Ah, if I do what? I can't do the other way around? Huh. Oh well. So I was expecting some... I was either expecting flooding or, you know, everything to just stop. 0 megawatts produced. Oh, you know what it is? I need to do something like this. And drain all the water out. Or something to that degree. And let's see. Oh, I need power as well, so let's quickly do that. And fast forwarding. 16-minute mark, more or less. So nothing's happening. It was flooding earlier. Well, that which was kind of exciting. So if I do that, will things change? It might, or at least it should, theoretically drain all the water out. Or cause some form of flooding. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Huh. Oh, well, and when in doubt, build another one. Over here. There we go! Flooding. Yep. And... okay, well... I tried. And I'm sure it can be done. I'll have to experiment a little bit later. But I would like to thank you guys all for watching, and I'll see you next time.